Oh, hey everybody! Back here for OCR Kings, and today I'm going to do an in-depth review of the Dolphin Pack Sports Hydration System. So, cutting right to the chase, basically I love this pack. And, you know, it has all of the prerequisite things. It's lightweight, it's durable, and it holds just the right amount of water. But it's got some really great features that seem custom-made for OCRs. First and foremost, you might see these metallic grommets right here at the bottom. If you're rolling around in the muck or you're going under the water, these let the water and muck out so it doesn't get weighed down, and it also doesn't float when you're submerged. It's cool, you don't feel that pull coming up. One of the best things about this pack, possibly the best thing about this pack, is where it sits on your back, right between the shoulder blades. You know what? It stays there. It doesn't flop around, it doesn't move, you don't feel dragged down, and you don't feel movement over here on your shoulders. At least I didn't. Another fabulous thing is where this chest strap comes across. This is kind of how you get in and out of here. If you wear a heart rate monitor and a chest rig like I do, it doesn't interfere, it doesn't touch, it doesn't bounce off of, and it doesn't disrupt your data. Fantastic. If that is important to you, you'll be happy to know that this is not going to interfere with your rig. Also, the bite hose, it's insulated neoprene, pretty standard stuff, but it's really secure and fastened well in these straps that they provide for you, these stretchy straps right here and here. You can go either side, left or right. You can have the bite hose over here if you feel more comfortable. I like it on the right. And you know what? Bite hose is not going to come out accidentally, drag around, fall off, get snagged on something. These things are going to keep this hose snug and secure in place as long as you're going. Now, we'll get back to where that might be a problem in a second, but other than that, right out of the box, this is a pretty good design. This was big for me. This was the first pack that I ever had that had an on and off switch, up toward the bite hose for off, on or down toward the hose for on, as well as a swappable mouthpiece. Press the little gray button here, pull the piece right out, just in case you want to replace it. It gets too old, gets worn out, it's disgusting, you need a new one, you can swap them out. It's also good too if you have a second pack, because each one of these comes with a dust cover, or dirt cover, whatever you want to call it. Okay? You have one pack with and one pack without, or you got one set up and you just want a hot swap, so you can cover your mouthpiece. Pretty easy to swap them in and out. Now if you're running and you're just out there either on the trail or on the road and you're not doing an obstacle course race, this thing really isn't necessary. However, if you're going to be doing an OCR and you're going to be full of mud and going underwater, and you don't want to keep the hose in your mouth to keep it clean in those situations, this thing is a must. Okay? I ran the Ultra Beast with this thing on. It was fantastic. This way, when you do your dunk wall pictures, you don't come out with your stupid hose in your mouth looking like an idiot. You can come out looking like a badass. Fuck yeah! One word of advice: if you do use this thing, make sure you hold at the bottom and pull up to drink. Okay? If you start pulling real hard and some moisture gets around the bottom, you might start pulling the thing off. So word of advice, hold here, pull there, bite like normal, have a drink. You may notice that on the bladder, it has a maximum capacity of 56 ounces. It also has a nice mark for 1.5 liters. 56 ounces of water is more than enough for, say, the first or second lap of an Ultra Beast. Take 5 draws every mile, 5 little sips. You're going to have some extra water left over from when you get to the drop-in area, which you should also suck down, keep yourself nice and hydrated. Now, to address some of the concerns that I read about, say on like Amazon or some places that you would purchase this pack, people were worried about the Velcro straps and whether or not that they would rub and make blisters or chafing or any of that kind of stuff. Gotta be honest with you, haven't experienced that. That goes for the 26 miles of the Ultra Beast. and also the 200 plus miles of the training runs that we did leading up to the race. Wore this every single time, never had a problem. But I have only done it wearing a Heat Gear Under Armour long sleeve compression shirt. So I have no data on tank tops, or you guys who go out there with no shirt on, look like fucking Tarzan. Why you would do that, I have no idea, but I don't know. Could you perhaps have some rubbing there? Maybe. But for me, as long as I line up the straps perfectly, the hard Velcro edges are perfectly aligned with each other, there's enough cushioning there, never had a problem. And one issue I did have with this pack, it's not a deal breaker, it's not huge, but it is a concern if you want to take your pack off during your race or during your run or during your workout. If you're just out there on the trails or you're running a road race and it's not a concern, you're going to take your pack off at the very end, no big deal. But if you want to take your pack off in the middle of your workout or your run or your race, especially if you have gear on, it can be a pain in the ass. And here's what I mean. These straps, the same ones that keep the hose securely in place, they're great if you don't want to get out of your pack, create kind of a problem when you're trying to wriggle out of the thing. The hose stays right where it is, and you got to do this sort of, stretchy yoga freaky move to get out of here. First thing you would do, you take this off, all right? And if you don't want to undo the straps on top, which I don't want to because I don't want to have to reconfigure them, you really have to squirm. Not bad, but I don't want to hit the buttons on my watches. I don't want that to happen. And I don't want to get caught up on my camera or my earbuds. Not a big deal. But if your shoulders are hurting, you got shoulder issues, you're not that flexible, or you're really, really tired, it can be a pain in the ass. It can also be a pain in the ass then when you want to put the thing back on, because you have to. That pisses me off. Not do that, and not get caught up on your watches. Alright. Not a deal breaker, but it's not as easy as getting in and out of your school backpack. So, in that case, I came up with a 50-cent workaround. Okay, a piece of hook and loop or Velcro that you could get at any Target, Walmart, Office Max, or Staples. Basically a computer cable tie. And what I did was put it in between the straps, bypassing the support for the bite holes that they provided, so that I could just open it right up and take the hose out. That way when I opened up the chest piece, I could just take the pack right off, get in and out, and there was no problem. I wanted to get back in it, slide my arms in, close the Velcro, the hose would be right there, and off I went. Why is that significant? Well, there's no mandate that says you have to keep your pack on for the whole race. So you're getting tired. Say you want less weight on your back when you're climbing something. It's a lot easier to go up a rope, go over a tall wall, with a little less weight on your back, especially later in the race or on the second lap. So if you want to take off your pack, I'd recommend just getting one little piece of this, sliding it in between, putting your bite hose through that. It makes it so much easier to just open up, take off. Now lastly, I've seen some questions, and I've actually answered a few via email about the storage capacity in the pack itself. And initially, I was kind of concerned myself that there wasn't a lot of storage in there. This really isn't the kind of pack, it's not a rucksack that you're going to have all kinds of crazy shit, MREs and ammo and spare shoes and a whole separate life back in there. It's really meant for hydration. Put your water, your Tailwind nutrition, and off you go. But I was pleasantly surprised for the Ultra Beast, especially for the second lap. You need a headlamp, you need chem lights, and you might want to put some other gels and that kind of crap in there. So for this pack, I was actually able to fit 54 ounces of water, 2 scoops of Tailwind nutrition, my headlamp, plastic baggie, fleecy watch cap, my little Under Armour hat, just in case it was real late and got real cold. That's just such a nice thing to have, just in case. Ended up not needing it, just like the headlamp, didn't need that either. My 2 Dopey Chem lights, that's a nice MRE beverage bag. Didn't need those either. And I was also able to carry with me, just in case, my standard mini med kit, which included a little TP and some Pepto, just in case. Didn't need that either, thank goodness. 6 Band-Aids, 2 pieces of KT tape, and 2 Tylenol. And of course, more than enough water for the whole entire race. 54 ounces of water. So overall, I think this is a great pack. That's why I bought 2. I had a second one ready to go in my drop bin. Be happy to know that a fully loaded pack fits right in there, water and all, so I didn't have to swap out, you know, fill the bladder and do all of that bullshit. It was ready to go. Took it right out of here, threw it right on my back. All told, 54 ounces of water, 2 scoops of Tailwind Nutrition, headlamp, 2 chem lights, Under Armour cover, and my little mini med kit. Weighed 4 pounds 6 ounces. Not too bad. Gets lighter as you go, especially if you drink some water every single mile. This has been an OCR gear review of the Dolphin Pack hydration system. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mac for OCR Kings, reminding you, train hard, have fun. Oh, hey everybody. Back here for OCR Kings, and today I'm going to do an in-depth review of the Dolphin Pack sports hydration system. But first, I'm going to hydrate with some Guinness Stout.